Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome back to Humpday Lunch Hour with me, Alexis Torres. So, as you can see, I'm in a parking garage, which is kind of weird, but it's mostly just because my lunch wasn't ready yet, and so I'm like, I guess I can film here, which is actually kind of nice because it's kind of like a, not like dark and gritty because I'm in frickin' Topanga, which is like the richest, not like the richest part of LA, but it's like a rich part of the valley. It's like right on the brink of Calabasas, which apparently the Kardashians live in. I'm not going to get into it. So, what we're talking about today, the reason why I said, oh, gritty, is because I wanted to talk about superheroes because we got to talk about this Captain America business. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, apparently in the new the Marvel comic universe, not the Marvel movie universe, Captain America has apparently become, I mean, I haven't read much details on it yet because I was at work, but apparently he actually is an agent of Hydra, so he's going to be playing a villain. What? A lot of people are very, very upset about this. And of course, I completely understand because he's the poster child, like literally the poster child for like America and like the, not vigilante, that's a terrible thing to say. Well, I mean, people would describe him as that, but like, he's pretty much like the poster child of Marvel. Like he is, that's who he is. And I think it's really funny that, sorry, my glasses are really, really gross right now and I want to clean them, but anyway, live. So of course everyone is losing their minds because they're like, oh my god, it's Captain America. How dare he go to the side that he's been fighting this entire time and blah, 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 blah. So my theme is superheroes. And I always want to get people's opinion on when a superhero or a character of a superhero in a superhero franchise decides to change sides, pretty much, and decides to, you know, either be on the bad side or maybe their story doesn't pan out or whatever. Like, what do you do in that situation? Do you hate the comic forever? Or do you kind of just go with the flow? Like, what do you do with that? Also, just like, what's your favorite superhero? How did you find out about superheroes? Did you go the DC or Marvel route? Like, there's so many questions that I can ask, but pretty much it's up to you with what you want to share and what you want to decide. But for me, I'm not as afflicted with this, like, or affected by, excuse me, this Captain America crazy news that came out. I think, which a really good friend of mine, Joelle, on Twitter, we do the Archer After Show on AfterBuzz TV together, and she also is a writer for Black Girl Nerds, which you should go check out because they're awesome, where her and I were on the same page where I'm thinking that even though he's a Hydra and all this kind of crazy crap, I think that he's playing undercover and trying to be like a kind of like a double agent where he's deciding to go to Hydra but really trying to find out all the secrets and then double cross them and then obviously be back on the side that we all know and love. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like this is just a giant ruse to make a bigger plan, but that's me though. And Joelle feels, she feels the same way. So I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing Captain America nails, so you're like, oh, you're biased. But I'm like, hey, I could be upset and crying like everybody else in the world is right now. But I really don't think that he's actually turned evil. I think that's a load. I think it's a load of crap. Sorry, there was a message and I was trying to get it out of the way. And then in the DC world, a lot of people are really excited about Margot Robbie doing the Harley Quinn movie, and you guys know how much I love Harley Quinn. I'm down for her to finally get a live action solo movie. It's gonna be fantastic, especially if Margot Robbie actually lives up to the expectation of Harley Quinn, which every single clip and picture and gif and anything that you can think of under the sun, like, she's doing a great job as her own version of Harley Quinn. I can compare her left and right, up and down to the one Harley Quinn that I know and love, which is the Batman animated version back in the 90s and to now. But she's been revamped so many times in the comics, in TV, and all that kind of stuff, but we've never had a live action role of Harley Quinn. And I love that. And I love that Margot Robbie's going to be the first. And it looks like she's really getting into character. I mean, not Jared Leto sending used condoms and like animal corpses to people's houses kind of into it. But I am glad that she loves this character so much that she's willing to do a solo. And also, I bet you that paycheck ain't that bad either. But superheroes in general, what is happening? Superheroes in general, I love watching, we've talked about fandom so many times, but I love watching people lose their shit over little freaking details about things, or when they completely change a character. I don't know what's going on. This person is looking for their car, I think, and that's why they keep clicking their car. Anyway, I apologize for the noise. We're all going to ignore it. It's so funny to me that just, like, that's why I think with the Marvel universe, because we've separated them, with the movie universe and the comic universe, that we can watch the movies and still complain to a point, but not complain so crazily that we're like, oh my god, I hate this movie. But DC fans, which like Batman versus Superman, which I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you keep saying you have mixed feels, which means that you don't really actually know what the fuck your opinion is. And I'm like, slow your roll there, Slim. I'm just saying that I actually have mixed feelings because I actually really like the film to a point, but from an editor's standpoint, I can't do it. Like, Zack Snyder has always been really terrible with pacing. And as a person who had to learn editing for 4 years, being pounded every day that you can change a movie by the way that it's edited, or a trailer or whatever, Zack Snyder's movie drove me up a wall with the pacing. But that's just how he is, and I need to learn to just get over that. But the acting, the character development, everything about that was fine. I thought it was fantastic. Even freaking Jesse Eisenberg, I thought he was great. I mean, he's not the Lex that I grew up with, but I am okay with the Lex that he chose to do. Because a lot of people are always like, how did you feel? How did you feel? And I'm like, again, I literally cannot reiterate enough that mixed feelings is exactly how I felt. I walked out of that movie feeling, but also I didn't hate it. So like, literally, I liked it and I didn't. It's just, that's just clearly what it is. So to everybody else who's like, oh, you guys are just saying that over and over and over, I'm just like, well, you can go fuck yourself, because that's just how I roll. So anyway, before the noise gets even more annoying, that's just my tidbit. You can hate on me all you want. I really don't care. So what is my question to you for this hump day lunch hour? Excuse me. Still sick, as you can see, or still recovering. What is your, let's do your top 3 favorite superheroes. If you have to go to 5, go to 5. That's totally fine. Top 3 superheroes. Why, of course, top favorite superheroes and why. Then do, and then talk about their stories, and like, do you like, if this character has already been portrayed in media, do you like how they're being portrayed in media, maybe in movies or TV or whatever? And if it hasn't been portrayed in media, how do you want it to look? That's my question to you. So let me know. Not many things happening right now. It's mostly been working over and over and over. Trying to work on a few more podcasts and things to look for. 2 things. I've been on 2 podcasts in the past couple of weeks. The Something Something podcast, we talked about TV post-apocalyptic movies and TV shows. Definitely check that out. Check out the Twitter at Something Something Podcast. It's awesome. They're fantastic guys, and they talk about everything. But in the episode that I was in, we talked about TV shows like The 100, I think it was The Last Ship, Battlestar Galactica, things like that. You should definitely check into that and leave your comments about shows like that, either on their website or tweet at them. They love hearing feedback and things like that. You should totally do it. And also, hi guys. And 2, Yale Teagle, if you don't know who she is, you should look her up. She's a fantastic human being. She does these things called intimate interrogations, where she brings in a person and she questions them, but she doesn't tell them what the questions are. You have to roll a dice, and it can either be pet peeves or like sexy time or something like that. Like, it's pretty much a free form interview that pretty much you can say whatever you want, and it's totally fine. You can curse, you can talk about sex. It's crazy. I love that podcast. It's not online. It is online, but not like in video. It's just audio only, but you should go check it out on iTunes. It's Intimate Interrogations, Yale Teagle. But anyway, enough of me tooting their own horns on that part. You guys are amazing. Next week, I might be in a different location, possibly on Wednesday, so we'll see. And I appreciate everyone who wished me well when I was sick last week, when I was talking about sick days at home. I know that wasn't the best Wednesday hump day lunch hour I've ever had, but I made it work. So, but anyway, you guys are all fantastic, and I'll see you guys next week for Hump Day Lunch Hour. Bye-bye. Woo!